All right, you guys. Yes, this is the third episode of the Hip Hop Heads podcast, and I'm your host, Monef360. This will be my second time going live, so I'm doing like Sean Cannell says and punching fear in the face. All right. So, what this one is about is we're talking about the greatest hip hop albums of the decade. Now, when you really think about it, 10 years is a long time. That's a very long time. But it seems like 2010 to 2020, I mean, it seemed like it just flew by, like it was just a blur, but so we're gonna hit we're gonna shift the reverse gear in the car. We're gonna hit the rewind button for a little moment and talk about some of the greatest albums that have come out in this past decade. Now, a lot of these albums I have heard and listened to and loved. Some of them I haven't heard, just to be honest. But I put them on the list because I felt like they were noteworthy for the year. That even though I missed it, it's something that I might want to go back to and check it out. So before we get started, I just want to say that if you like dope beats, dope rhymes, and discussing hip hop culture, and this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to my channel because I do a lot of different things. I do videos about samples, videos about beats that I make, videos like this where it's the podcast and I'm talking about a hip hop subject in depth. So definitely check me out as far as that goes. You can also, I just started a Discord server, so you can check me out on there as well. And one cool thing that I have on that is a channel called Sample Flip Boulevard, where it's for 2 weeks, I'll put up a sample and then everybody can go on and post their flip of that sample, So you can go in there now and the sample is up there, and then it'll be every 2 weeks somebody else can pick something, or me or whoever pick a sample that everybody's gonna flip. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, 2010, and I'm not gonna go in depth because there's so many albums because I'm doing it year by year. So I'm just gonna list them for the most part, and then we'll go from there. So 2010, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Big Boy, Sir Lucius Leftfoot, the son of Chico Dusty. Another great album was Skyzoo and Illmind, live from the tape deck. Freeway and Jake One, the Stimulus Package. That was the album where the packaging of the album was a wallet that had money in it. the credits and everything was the money, and and it had the wallet. That's crazy. That's creative. Ghostface Killer, Apollo Kids. Murs and Knife Wonder, For Never. Rick Ross, Teflon Don. And also, there was another album that was released in 2010. A lot of people probably didn't know about it. It's my album. It's Monef360, and the album is called The Restoration. It's a concept album that pairs God up with restoring the hip hop culture, hip hop music, and that's the whole concept of the album. I'll have a link down below where you can check out that album on bandcamp.com, And so now we're gonna go ahead and get to 2011. In 2011, we got Kendrick Lamar's mixtape, Section 80. Great album. A nice precursor to his debut. All right. And next up, we got Fonte, Charity Starts at Home. That was his debut solo album. Pharaoh Monch, WAR, which stands for We Are Renegades. Common, The Dreamer, The Believer. Random Acts, and that's self-titled, Random Acts. That's the group that consisted of Guilty Simpson, Black Milk, and the late great Sean Price. Rex, Rhythm Eternal King Supreme. That's the guy's name, and that's what the album is called. It's the acronym Rhythm Eternal King Supreme. I mean Rhythmatic. I'm sorry, Rhythmatic Eternal King Supreme. Like, if you don't know about this guy, please check him out. He's a lyrical monster. I mean, as far as production-wise, he works with some of the greatest producers. You know, Pete Rock, Premier, anybody you want to name like that. So definitely check him out. Knife Wonder, The Wonder Years. We got J. Cole. J. Cole's debut album, which is called Cold World, A Sideline Story. We got Kanye West and Jay-Z, Watch the Throne. Saigon. Finally, Saigon's album got released in 2011. And it's called The Greatest Story Never Told, with, basically 90% of the production was by Just Blaze. So you know it's fire. Now we're going on to, and I'm on my I got my laptop right here so I can look at this while I'm going over it. All right, we got 2012, Kendrick Lamar's debut album, what many people deem as a classic, and it's Good Kid, Mad City. OC and Apollo Brown, Trophies. Anybody that Apollo Brown pairs up with, it's gonna be awesome. It doesn't matter if it's Razzcast, Joel Ortiz. I've said it. I put it on record. I hope that Eminem taps him for a one MC, one producer album. That would be crazy. But going on, we also got Nas, Life is Good. And that album was good. That album was really, really good. That was one of my favorite Nas albums in a long time. Sean Price, Mike Tyson, Rhapsody. I believe that this was her official debut album, because she had tons of mixtapes that she had been dropping ever since probably 2010. But this one is called The Idea of Beautiful. We also got Skyzoo, A Dream Deferred, Apollo Brown and Guilty Simpson, Dice Game, DJ Premier and Bumpy Knuckles, Collection. We got an album by Rex that came out in 2012. It's called Straight No Chaser. This is really, really great album. I told you about him earlier. Large Professor at Large, Murs and Knife Wonder, The Final Adventure. I mean, they keep talking about Final and stuff like that, but I mean, they keep coming out with albums together. They got a great chemistry together. You saw Final, but they've had albums since then. But yeah, that's always a great pairing. And what you'll probably see, at the top right-hand corner of your screen is powered by StreamYard. So that's the platform that I'm doing this live stream on. So I just had to give them some love. And they also have a referral program where if you get people to sign up to a paid program, it'll give you credits toward your paid program. So, those are a couple of reasons why you might want to use StreamYard. I mean, it's so many different things that you can do. You can invite people, you can share your screen, all different types of things. So definitely check out StreamYard. All right. Going into 2013 now. And what we have is Run the Jewels. This was the first album from Run the Jewels, which is LP and Killer Mike. Now, Killer Mike, coming out of the Dungeon family, family tree, Outkast, Organized Noise, all of that, Goody Mob, and Lyrical Monster can freestyle with the best of them. you know, and LP's coming from Company Flow, and Company Flow is like, you know, underground, you know, Fun Crusher Plus. You know, I always used to love that LP song for Sound Bombing 2 called Patriotism. And I mean the Company Flow song, I think it was. It might have been LP, I can't remember. But LP just has like the weirdest, like craziest beats that still bang. But he just came with they have great chemistry as well. So you definitely got to check that album out. Ghostface Killah and Andre Young, 12 Reasons to Die. You know, Andre Young is someone who doesn't use samples. He taught himself how to play instruments and how to sonically make them sound like from the 60s and the 70s and stuff like that. So really, really great producer with, of course, a really, really great MC from the Wu-Tang Clan. You know, so yeah, check that out as well. Ugly Heroes, self-titled Ugly Heroes. I believe that was, you know, fully produced by Apollo Brown. You know, so you already know with that. Black Milk, No Poison, No Paradise. Great MC producer. You know, he does all his production. You know, all his own rhymes. So, yeah, you really gotta listen to Black Milk if you don't know. Get familiar. Prodigy and The Alchemist, Albert Einstein. Pusha T, My Name Is My Name. Static Selector, Extended Play. J. Cole, Born Sinner. That's the second J. Cole album. And then we got Kanye West, Jesus. All right. Now we're about to go into 2014. All right. 2014, we got Run the Jewels 2. You know, so that's Run the Jewels 2. You know, they always do it. They give it to us, you know. So, you know, that's gonna keep continuing. I hope they come out with something this year. Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Pinata. Prime. And that's self-titled Prime. So what we got with Prime, just to let you know real quick, is Prime is DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9". So what they're doing with this is, remember I told you about Adrian Young who did the joint with Ghostface Killah? They got Adrian Young. They used like all of his, DJ Premier used all of his stems and stuff from different beats to make new beats, you know, for Royce to rhyme on. And that's the concept of the album, that it's all Adrian Young stuff that DJ Premier flipped. So that's the ill concept. The lyrics are bonkers, so you gotta listen to that joint. Dilated Peoples, and this one is called Directors of Photography. Pharoah Monch, PTSD. And if you don't know, PTSD stands for Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. Big Crit, Catalactica. All right, Skyzoo and Torre, Barrel Brothers. J. Cole, 2014, Forest Hills Drive. All right, the next one, Step Brothers, Lord Steppington. And for you guys that don't know, when people, you know, I just had to explain it for when people have a different name than what their individual names are. So Step Brothers is Alchemist and Evidence from Dilated Peoples. So that's all I really gotta say. Apollo Brown and Razzcast, Blasphemy. The next one, Ghostface Killah. This one's called 36 Seasons. Static Selector, What Goes Around. That was another dope album. Black Milk, If There's a Hell Below. Diamond D, The Dime Piece. And Dime is spelled D-I-A-M, like in the first part of his name. Cormega, Mega Philosophy. All right, we on 2015, and I was looking through 2015, and to me, I mean, I hope people don't disagree with me too much, but it was kind of slim pickings in 2015. I only got 2 albums listed here, so I'm I'm gonna talk about them a little bit more than I've talked about most of the others. Dr. Dre, Compton. Now, Dr. Dre, Compton, you know, this is like the first album that Dr. Dre had released in a while, like since like 99, you know, with 2001. And I mean, Dr. Dre takes his time, and every time he comes back, it's right. You know, I mean, The Chronic is a classic album, you know, and then 2001 came out, and, you know, that was amazing. You know, like I think I even like that better than The Chronic, you know. And then this one, it's like we were waiting for Detox, and he's like, well, you know, Detox is coming out, and it kept changing, and dates kept getting pushing back. And he's like, no, I'm not doing Detox. So this is not Detox. This is Compton. This is the music that he wanted to make, and it's a great album. It's like it accompanies the film Straight Outta Compton, similar to the way that American Gangster by Jay-Z sort of complements the movie American Gangster, because it's similar subject matter thematically. And like this is basically what he did. He brought all his friends, you know what I'm saying, Snoop and all these different people, Game and Eminem, and made a great album. It's not to be compared to what you thought Detox was gonna be or whatever. It's just great music from Dr. Dre. And then we got sort of, you know, Dr. Dre's protege with his sophomore album, which is called, and his name, of course, is Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. All right. So this album, he went in a completely different direction than he did on Good Kid, Mad City. He was, it was more like a jazzy type soulful feel to the instrumentation on the album. We're talking about like he's working with like Robert Glasper and Terrace Martin and people like that. Rhapsody was like the main rap feature on the album, other than Snoop Dogg. So I mean, he pretty much did it for Dolo. Like, I mean, he's got all different types of voices and characters and all it. It's exciting. It's great to see a hip hop album that pays that much attention to detail, has that much of a concept running throughout the album, you know, which is what Kendrick always loves to do. So I think that probably was like one of the greatest albums, definitely, of that year, you know. All right, I wanna pause real quick to just thank all of my subscribers, you know, and this is also just another appeal to subscribe, but it just makes a big difference of like so many people getting to see the content, so many people getting to hear it, whether you're subscribed or not subscribed. I mean, right now I have almost 500 subscribers, so hopefully if you can help me get to that milestone as soon as possible, that'll be great, because I'm not asking you to subscribe just to subscribe. It's definitely subscribe to me if you like the content that I'm making. I'm making hip hop content, so we're talking about, you know, Jay-Z, we're talking about Black Thought, talking about DJ Premier, Pete Rock. You know, you like dope beats, you like talking about production, you know, whether you use Machine or whether you use FL Studio like I do, or any of those types of things. That's what this channel is about, you know. So that's why. Oh, I see I got some people. What's up, Marcos? Lopez Robles. Yeah, what's going on, my man? I'm doing good, man. So I appreciate you for checking out this live stream. Most definitely, you know. So that's what it is. And you know, I want to get to my 1,000 subscriber milestone as soon as possible as well, you know. So definitely just check me out, you know, because I feel that you'll really enjoy this content if you're a hip hop head, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it going. All right, now we on 2016. 2016 is starting off. I got Jay Dilla, The Diary, So of course this is a posthumous album because this is 2016 was like 10 years after J Dilla had passed. But I mean, I feel like, you know, people that worked in J Dilla's circle, they did a great job of making sure that they kind of you know, don't tarnish his legacy with the albums that he put out. They made it to where it made sense. The features is people that it makes sense of, that he already worked with them while he was alive, or maybe that he would have worked with them and it just never happened. They were on his radar and he knew about him and was cool with him, but it just never happened for whatever reason. You know, those types of things. So yeah, J Dilla, one of the greatest. I always talk about that. Kanye West, The Life of Pablo. So, you know, Kanye's, you know, he kind of dominated in this decade. Like he continued to put out content. Torre, his was called Entitled. Torre is nasty if you didn't know. Real ill MC out of New York, you know. Havoc and the Alchemist. You're like, you know. So that's crazy right there. You know, you had one earlier, you know, it was Prodigy and the Alchemist. Now it's Havoc and the Alchemist. Anything with the Alchemist, you know it's gonna be a banger. This one is called A Silent Partner. De La Soul came back out. Their album is called And the Anonymous Nobody. All right. Apollo Brown and Skyzoo. It's called The Easy Truth. A Tribe Called Quest. We Got It From Here. Thank You For Your Service. Now this album, A Tribe Called Quest, like I was pleasantly surprised that this album came out, and I was happy that they had the idea to do it to where Phife Dawg was working on it before he died. So all of the Phife Dawg verses on here are new Phife Dawg verses. They're not verses that Q-Tip picked out of the vaults. I mean, and they brought, you know, Consequence back, brought Busta Rhymes back. I mean, I thought it was a stellar album. Common came back out with an album in 2016 called Black America Again. I like that album as well. All right, we on 2017. All right, let me talk about this dude right here. This dude right here, Saha the Prince, the punchline master. This dude is like an Atlanta Big L, you know. You know, that's saying a whole lot, because Big L it was super dope. So this album is called No Dope on Sundays. You know, so it's his debut, so it's him telling his story. But in between that story, he got punchline after punchline. You know, he's sick on that microphone now. All right. We're seeing Apollo Brown come up a lot. Apollo Brown doing a lot of work. The next one up here is Apollo Brown and Planet Asia, Anchovies. You know, Planet Asia been around for a while, coming out of Cali. One of them Cali MCs, like, you know, like Razzcast, one of them spitters, Exhibit, you know, the Alcoholics. Like he's from that era, from that, you know, from that group. Jay-Z, 444. All right. Run the Jewels, RTJ3. That's the third installment of the Run the Jewels. Like, you know, they always gonna give it to you. That one was awesome as well. Kendrick Lamar, Damn. And to me, this album is my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. I just feel like he did everything so well. Like the climate of how music was, with the way that the sounds are, with the kind of trap type, you know, Southern, is like everything, you know, in 2017 and even on up until today. Like he mixed that with, like, he had Knife Wonder production and Alchemist production, but he had Mike Will Made It, and he rapped on it his way. Like every time he did something that was more like turn up, like a lit type track, he didn't sacrifice his lyricism. And that's what I like about it. He kept it with a concept. He kept all of that, you know, and it was, you know, wasn't too long, 14 songs. So yeah, like that's my favorite Kendrick joint. Rhapsody's album came out, Layla's Wisdom. You know, this is Grammy nominated. You know, so much respect to the Queen from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like rapping, like for real. Like that's why I love Rhapsody. Now we on 2018. All right, 2018. It's kind of a longer list. We got some stuff up here, man. Like Prime 2. That was really dope. They came back, and this time it wasn't Adrian Young. This time it was Ant-Man Wonder. So Ant-Man Wonder is another one who is like doesn't really sample. Like he doesn't sample when he makes his beats. So you know the irony of that is he gave Primo free reign to his stuff, and then Primo sampled it to perfection. These lush instrumentals, you know, that this guy's making, and Primo's, you know, flipping it, and Royce is just going crazy with his, you know, double entendres and everything that he usually does when he rhymes. You know, guest appearances dope. So yeah, it's some fire on that album. Elzhi and Crisis are Jericho Jackson. The album's called Jericho Jackson. You know you gotta listen to Elzhi. That's a punchline master as well. Wordplay, everything. Apathy, The Widow's Son. I had this in the whip, and I was playing this, man. I didn't know a whole lot about Apathy, but Apathy got some bars, man. Apathy can really rap for real. And you know, funny thing about it, around the same time that I had Apathy in my disc changer in the car, I had Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. I was really impressed with this album. When Bodak Yellow first came out, I did not think that I would like Cardi B like I liked it. You know, like, you know, I'm like, oh, here we go, some more, you know, trap, whatever. She's coming off of being in love and hip hop. Oh, she can't rap. No, it was dope. It was dope, and I know she got some help with writing and stuff, but the delivery and how those beats bang in the car, like, yo, you gotta listen to it. Don't sleep on it. It's a dope album. Black Thought and Salaam Remi, Streams of Thought Volume 2, Traxploitation. All right, yeah, like Black Thought. This was the second one. You know, we got Pusha T, Daytona, Royce da 5'9", The Book of Ryan, Master Ace and Marco Polo, A Brooklyn Story. Okay, and I said it out of order, but Black Thought and Knife Wonder, that was the first solo album, and it was like an EP. It was like real short. I don't know. He just like wanted to test the waters or whatever. We need a full one, Black. You know, but Strings of Thought Volume 1, that was dope too. Fonte, No News is Good News. That's the second Fonte solo. That was very much fire and really short too, but it was a great album. 10 songs. Sky Zoo, In Celebration of Us. Evidence, Whether or Not. Kanye West and Kid Cudi, Kids See Ghosts. Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 3. Austin Green, self-titled, Austin Green. The Carters. This was a surprise album. You know how they do. Like, got everybody on a surprise thing. Beyonce did the surprise album in 2013. And then, you know, everybody jumped on the surprise album bandwagon. Fonte did it with No News is Good News. You know, Eminem did it with Kamikaze. He did it again just recently with Music to Be Murdered By. You know, but the Carters is Jay-Z and Beyonce. How long have we wanted them to do an album together? I remember back in the day when somebody asked Jay-Z about it, and he was like, nah, we're not doing that because that's corny. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about timing with things. And the album is called Everything Is Love. So they just letting us know that everything is cool because, you know, Beyonce came out with Lemonade, and then Jay-Z came out with 444, and it was like he was apologizing for everything that she was, you know, talking about on Lemonade and everything, as far as with the affairs and all, cheating. But he's like, everything's all good. Y'all don't worry about it. We good. Czarface and MF Doom. Now Czarface already, you already want to hear it because it's 7XL Esoteric, I think the name is, and Inspector Deck. You know, so we talking about spitters, and then you're gonna combine it and come and say, it's not just gonna be us two, you know, but now we bringing in MF Doom. Oh man, you know you gotta hear it. You know it's fire. Okay, now we almost done. All right, the last year of the decade. Okay, there was a lot of albums that I liked that came out last year as well. Okay, for 2019, we see the return of Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. This one's called Bandana. You know, really fire album. Rhapsody, Eve, Little Brother, May the Lord Watch. I love this album. Surprise album once again. Just came out the blue in August, and the album came out, and I loved it. No production by Knife Wonder, but don't let that alarm you. Don't let that stop you from listening to the album. The album is dope from start to finish. It's really short. I think it's like 14 or 15 songs, but like like every song is great. You really don't even have to skip. I mean, it's got the skits. The skits make sense. It's almost like a minstrel show part 2 in a sense. You know, but it's different, and it's grown man hip hop at its finest. Skyzoo and Pete Rock. Once I heard that this was coming out, I had to hear it. You know, and it didn't disappoint. Skyzoo and Pete Rock album is called Retropolitan. We got Gangstar came back out, one of the best yet. This was great too. This came out of nowhere too, and Primo, you know, was able to salvage those verses, you know, like, you know, lost verses and stuff from that other guy that we won't talk about, you know, but the album, it sounds really good. Like, you know, like Premier did it the way that he was supposed to. All right. And also Griselda. I love these guys. I haven't talked about them on a video yet. I think this might be my first time really talking about Griselda. But Griselda, which is Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, West Side Gun, you know, like I love those guys. I love what they're doing. I love that whole movement. You know, they're affiliated with Shady Records and also like Rock Nation Management. So Eminem and Jay-Z are giving their cosign to these guys, and they rap. I mean, they rap about the streets and about, you know, drugs and stuff like that, but they do it in a way where it's dope. They got dope beats. They got an in-house producer who named Derringer, who makes them like dope stuff, like dark type beats, like Alchemist type sounding beats. But I mean, and on this album, they stress that there's no samples. So if you listen to these beats, you'll be shocked to find out that there's no samples on this album. And this album is their, you know, basically like Shady debut, I believe it is. And it's called What Would Sheen Do, which is an homage to, I believe it's Benny the Butcher's slain brother, you know, that was named Sheen Gun. So dope album. Black Moon came back in 2019 with Rise of the Moon. Now I'll be honest, I didn't hear all of it. I kind of skimmed through it, but what I heard was dope. The beat miner's back on production, so bass lines, you know, Buckshot's gonna kill you with the flow. He's got one of the best voices in hip hop. So yeah, that's you definitely gotta check that joint out. All right, and now we got Czarface and Ghostface Killah. So, you know, so that's like a great follow-up. You had MF Doom the last time, now we got Ghostface Killah. So, you know, like I said, I haven't heard everything on this list. So I heard some of that joint, and what I heard of it, I liked. So I know it's fire. Diamond D, the Dime Piece 2. Diamond D, you always know that's a veteran producer. He digs in the crates. He's from the collective digging in the crates. So you know that's what he's all about. So you know the beats is banging. He's also pretty dope on the mic too. Great guest features on the album, I believe, like Elzai and like like Pharoah Monch and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not looking at anything right now, but yeah, it's dope. Common, Let Love. I always love to hear Common, because Common is just so slick with how he raps. Like his wordplay, no matter what kind of song. Like he does a lot of like positive music now and stuff, but like his wordplay hasn't changed. Like it's just dope, you know. Eric Sermon, Bernia. I bumped this in the whip a lot last year. I really did like this album overall, you know, because Eric Sermon is the king of the funky bass lines and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I love his delivery when he raps. He got like an excitable delivery. He'll throw some punchlines in there. So yeah, you definitely got to check it out. Rock Marciano, Marcia Largo. If you don't know about Rock Marciano, get familiar, because this dude is calm, but he be murdering you on tracks, man. And he does a lot of his own production, and he don't even have to have drums on the beat. He just be going and just flowing for days, but like not all wow and crazy, but he just giving it to you. So that's the full list going across the whole decade with the albums, the hip hop albums that I loved, or that I feel should be listened to in the past decade. So I know we got some great stuff coming up in this decade. I can't wait to hear it, you know. And speaking of that, on my next video that's coming out, it's gonna be about the most anticipated rap albums of 2020. So everything that we've had about speculation, any type of rumors, we're gonna go over that and hope that some of those predictions come true, because I'm only picking the ones that I want to hear, and you know, probably what you want to hear too if you're a hip hop head. So you should be able to check out a couple more videos on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.